Hello, it's Mr. Dorsey again. For those of you that are not in class, for whatever the reasons, I'm showing you how to construct these different regular polygons, which means all the sides are the same, all the angles are the same. I've already done the triangle and the square. Let's do a pentagon, which is 5 sides, 5 angles, and I've required that you do 1-inch sides. So I'm going to draw them up just like we did before in class. We're going to do a line that's a little longer than necessary. I'm going to make mine about 6 inches, give or take. And I'm going to just arbitrarily pick a dot. That's where I'm going to start from. All my measurements will begin from here. I am not using this as where I measure from or connect. I will finish there. That's my last step. Okay? So now I need to measure over 1 inch, and I look for 1 inch here. And when I find 1 inch, my protractor is going under my computer, which is tricky. All right. You see the long line at 1, that's 1 inch. The long line here at the very end, that is 1 full inch. From the end here, none of these other lines are 1 inch. From this long line to this long line, I put a little tiny mark here, and I'm going to mark it with a little caret mark. That tells me that's where I'm currently working. Okay? It's an easy way to do that. Now, I've told you before, and we've calculated it, the degrees on a pentagon, 5-sided, are 108 degrees. And that formula I've given to you. So now what I do is I measure 108 degrees, and I must put my line under the protractor line. That's not right. That's not right. Even that is not right. Okay? And that's not right because I got to get my vertex that I drew that I'm working from in my hole. So I get that in the hole, the line where it belongs. Okay? Now, my dot's in the hole, my line is on the line. You get directly above it, you can see it best. I'm looking straight down like the camera is. Okay? So I go 108 degrees, and I'm looking at this. This would be really hard to do 108 degrees here, but this is roughly where we're going to have to, no, we're not going to do it here because this is my shape. I started with this dot, this is my shape. So my 108 is going to be an angle that is obtuse, in other words, greater than 90. So I have to go around the outside, and I look, and I go 120, 110, 100. So 108 is between 100 and 110, and these are individual marks. You can see 105, 110. So 110, 19, 108. I'm going to put a dot right there. And now, the next step is to connect these dots. You can rewind and replay this video as many times as you need to. All right, so I connect these dots like this. Okay? Now, you think to yourself, what do I do now? You just keep the same process. This is your new line you're working from. So I'm going to turn it. That's my new bottom. Okay? I'm going to ignore this caret for now. I'm finished with it. I'm going to measure 1 inch from corner to corner. So from vertex to vertex. So I put this 1 inch where that dot is, and then I put a little dot there where this 1 inch mark would be. And then I do the whole process over again. And when I do that, I get my dot in the hole, I get my line on the line, and I measure 108. 120, 110, 100. Okay, it's in here. 110, 109, 108. I get my dot there. And then I connect those two. Okay, I'm only using a pen because it shows up better on the camera. You should never use a pen for this. Okay, you can see it's starting to take shape, literally and figuratively. I'm going to go ahead and do one more. I'm turning this line to be my bottom. Okay, that was my new vertex. You could have marked it with a caret at the time. I did not. I'm going to make another new vertex. I'm going to put my protractor at 1 inch on the dot, and right here, 1 inch. All right. This is my new vertex I'm working from. And then I'm going to go, how many degrees? 108. That's what we've been doing. I get my line on the protractor line. I get my vertex in the hole. This is the caret one, the new one. So now I go 108, 100, 110, 109, 108. Make sure you go the proper side of 110. Don't go over here. That would be 112. All right, I'm going to connect these two dots. Like that. And then lastly, I'm getting in trouble with my paper here because It's running into the camera base. Okay, so now I'm going to ignore this vertex, and I'm going to go from this new vertex here. And I'm going to go 1 inch. So I measure over 1 inch. My side length is 1 inch. And then I'm going to measure 108 and see if it goes through there. If I constructed it properly, it should. It's a great test to see if you're in the ballpark. Do you have to be perfect? No, but as close to perfect as you can do is good. All right, so I have my line on the line, the vertex in the hole. I go 110, 109, 108. Let's see, these 3 lines should be roughly in a line. They may be a little off, but they look pretty darn good. Look at that. There is a properly constructed pentagon with 508-degree angles. And this is going to get Mr. Dorsey's seal of approval.